All right, Councilmember Boomgarden proceeds. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney.
Again, I just want to acknowledge Steve Krager for his years of service, not only in the community but in the city. And his past work does leave a positive legacy, and also his willingness to assist during the transition. He has been there, and I just want to say thank you for that. As far as things that I was involved in, not a lot, but I will tell you, after spending a few days in the Midwest last week where it was minus 19 degrees and 40 degrees, minus 40 wind chill, I really love Yuba City. It's a lot better. I came back the next day and it was 66 degrees. So that being said, attended the League of California Cities orientation for new council people. Also had the opportunity as Mayor Harris's stunt double, I guess, at SACOG to attend the meeting. And we'll be standing in for him here next week as well. Had a bridge tour of the 10th Street Bridge yesterday with our fellow council people. And I tell you what, it's very impressive. It's an awesome project, many years in the making. Lots of people have their fingerprints on this coming into our community. But to Kevin Bradford of staff and Paul, who's the project manager, kudos to them. A very informative tour, even though we slogged around in the mud. To the local, I guess it's Yuba City Rotary Crab Feed event, huge event. I know Darren Gale is part of that. I mean, super attendance, and I know that the money goes to a really good cause. So it's just one of those really nice community events where everybody can get together. Yeah. Diana, once again, thank you for shouldering this load. I know that you will do a good job, and those that work in your department will step up and carry on the good work of Public Works. I have a lot of confidence in them as well. Final thing that I want to bring up is, we've tussled with this issue of illegal fireworks, and I know this is going to hit some of my fellow councilmen a little cold. But I've had this vision ever since I worked here for the city of restoring a community fireworks display. And I know I have informally spoke, mostly before getting elected, so there's no Brown Act violation, Shannon, in regards to us getting behind a community fireworks show. And there's ways to pull this off, and I think that the combination of a community fireworks show does two things. Number one, it's a great community event. Number two, I think it really will have an impact on this huge problem of illegal fireworks use, because if people have an alternative, my sense will be is they would prefer to go do something as a community, and this would be a bi-county effort. So I'm going to share my vision real quick, and then I'm going to shut up. But we have three bridges actually, and a railroad trestle. And there's no reason in the world why we can't launch fireworks from one of those venues, especially since two of them will probably not be in full use. That provides visibility from both sides of the river. And you can close off Riverfront Park underneath, put the fire people down there so that there's no issues. And really, it just takes a little bit of work. I remember back in the day, we got behind a Yuba City 4th of July Children's Parade, and people told us we couldn't do it. I don't know how many years we've been doing it now, but it's a huge successful event. So anyway, I'm looking forward to continuing this. If the council's interested, I'd be happy to have several of you join me in the effort, or lead the effort for that matter, and I'll join you. But obviously we'll need a little bit of staff help, but I'd like to see us consider this. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Espindola.
Thank you, Councilmember Boomgarden. I also want to I want to thank our city staff, and definitely with Spencer for putting all that hard work in the RFA process and you're the finance guy, and so folks were you know, you're super helpful. As soon as we call you, you're ready to help us, and I appreciate that very much. Steve, I think your mentorship with Diana has done well, because here we are with her coming in and helping us and just taking the baton from you. And so I'm excited about her moving into that position. The city, as a newly elected council member, it is exciting to be involved in so many community events or process. And the future months, as we move along, as things settle in, I will say to you that I'll be sharing more vision of what I think in my contribution, along with our council members, what is important to provide for the community, what's important to provide for the people who elected us and the people that live in this community. We're here because of you. It's not necessarily as someone said, you're getting paid the big bucks for being a council member. And the hours are long, the time is dedicated, but every single time I am more and more energized by doing this work, and I'm only more energized by when you show up to these meetings and contribute and be part of the process. And as people, we can all do that together. I will share with you a few things, and some of us were together on this and some of us were not. So on January 25th, Mayor Harrison, Vice Mayor, and I went to the Habitat for Humanity donor recognition. What the city has done is provided some CDBG funds, correct? And so that's why we were invited. Good food, great staff. If you don't know Joseph Hale, he is the CEO of Habitat. Tremendous work. Bi-county work is done in housing and other kinds of things in the community. Mayor Harris was generous enough to invite me along with all the other council members. We attended the Asian Pacific Islander American Public Affairs Association in Sacramento. Long title, a lot of people, good communication. It was a nice opportunity to meet Governor Newsom. That was a nice treat. On January 30th, Diana was so nice to give me an opportunity to tour the water treatment plant and the wastewater treatment plant. If you haven't done a tour on those, I am telling you, get on the list. It's fascinating. It's amazing if you haven't been on one of our plants, because we give tours, right, Diana? It's open to the public. So you can go on our website and sign up. And at the water treatment plant, I met with Terrence, John, and Larry. They were excited about their work. And it's really eerie because I don't know if it's secret stuff, but there's multiple levels. And as you go further down, it gets scarier. That's all I'm going to say. It'd be a good Halloween place to have a haunted house thing. The wastewater treatment plant, boy, were my senses working. And it's interesting as the Mike and Kathy and staff members there. It's just what the complexities of these treatment plant, wastewater treatment. And Kathy, I'm telling you, she is a ball of fire. Man, I am impressed with her. She was telling me how the process works, where it begins. And there's one machine, the beginning of where all of our good waste, I say, no pun intended, goes into these process. Boy, gentlemen, ladies, any of you work there, it's a treat, big treat for sure. And this all is under the leadership of Diana Langley. Also on February 2nd, I went to the Primavera dinner dance with the Alliance for Hispanic Advancement and Grupo Guadalupanos. It was an awesome dance dinner. My goodness, if you like to dance to Latin music, come on over. I'll dance with you next time. No charge. We can just dance together. February 4th, our friends as Mr. Congressman, man, I give you a promotion, Council Member Boomgarden, and a group of us went Mayor Harris and Shaw as well. Fifth Street Bridge. Kevin, our city staff, right? Kevin, I'm like, he's just loving it. And Paul, the contractor, is trying to take Kevin from us. So just be aware of that, Ben, okay? Because I don't want him to go. He seems like a really good employee of ours. Then 214, yesterday, as a matter of fact, right, Ben? Ben, thank goodness Ben was there waiting for me at the Northern Sacramento Valley Integrated Regional Water Management. Do you know what these folks do? Community that we represent. I'm asking the question because I didn't either. I showed up. Ben's there. Thank goodness. He knows water. He knows how to the management of this process. It's through Department of Water Resource. We're a partner at the table, and in order to qualify for future grants and funds, we have to be part of this regional effort. And I have to say that Ben is working hard for us, making sure that we are part of some future plans with the stormwater resource plans that to incorporate, to get some monies from the feds to help us do some good stuff here for our water. And lastly, when Councilman Boomgarden, was talking about fireworks, it just made me think of a Katy Perry song, that it's really a moment that we can do this because it seemed a week ago I had a conversation with a group of people. They were interested in doing a firework effort, and so I would be happy to support you, help you be part of that with whatever you're looking towards to do. So those are a few of the things that part of the service that you for our community. So thank you.
You've been busy.
All of us have. Thank you.
All right, Dave.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. How do you follow that up? Ben, great water.
Pour bottled water.
In short, not a lot's happened in the last few weeks for multiple reasons. One, I'm in the height of my busy season as a business owner here in town. With that, not a whole lot of socializing, but that's not what you guys elected me to do, and that is to get in here and get the job done. So we'll get back to socializing later. My commitment during my next few months is I will make my council meetings, make informed decisions, make my committee meetings, represent this city well. So we will be represented. So you probably won't see me on the dance floor, Grace. With that, Dana, thank you again to, as has already been said, Kevin and Paul. Great job. Awesome time because it gave us an opportunity to see what we are doing for this community. And I say we just get to reap the benefits of this because we happen to be sitting in the seat right now. But this goes back to the leaders 30 years ago, not the last 8 years. It goes way back. And we need to give those guys credit and women credit for what they did years ago with the vision. The only significant thing to bring back, Miss Langley and myself sits on the RWA, and she's seen the thing. Their executive director resigned right after the meeting that I was at, where he said he had no intentions of resigning. So I guess politics runs true. But they are searching for another, but our next meeting isn't until April, I believe, for the general committee. They have executive things going on at this point. Steve, again, kudos. Thank you for all your hard work. Again, Godspeed to you. Dana, I'll leave you with these words as our interim city manager. Too much is given, much is required. I know you'll step up. I know you'll take care of this city, the executive team, and our staff. Please pass down to all the employees of the city because I have had the opportunity in the last several weeks to meet with just about every department within the city. Have a few that's left. Parks and Recs is one. Brad, we need to get together. But I will tell you now, we've got an incredible executive team, but we've got an even more incredible line staff at this city that really takes care of us day in and day out. So please pass that down through the ranks that they are greatly appreciated. Mr. Mayor, back to you.
Thank you, Dave. Vice Mayor.
All righty. Well, first of all, Steve, thank you very much. Going to ride the wave. Thank you for everything you've done. I enjoyed working with you. Had those fun Monday morning meetings we had and all that great things. Like I said, enjoy the good life. What you're 6 days away from happiness, right? Thank you. Yes. I'm going to start off with meetings. Councilman Shaw forgot, but he was with me at our Yuba City Transit Authority meeting, so he was doing meetings, yes, with us. Attended the Planning Commission meeting, our bi-county homeless services. We are working together as 6 entities trying to solve the solution, which is going to be very difficult, but we're getting closer every day. We're getting that much closer to curing, getting services, getting stuff. I know a few people were commenting about Live Oak Boulevard, but we're on our way to better things. If we don't do this now, it's only going to be worse in the future. Attended the Regional Housing Authority's Building Better Partnerships. We had a workshop last week, our water and wastewater workshop. For chamber events, there was nothing for the month of January. We just had an ambassadors meeting. For city and county events, council all attended the candlelight vigil for Officer Corona, the PD. The Habitat of Humanity went to a presentation for survivors of the Camp Fire. They passed out for checks for assistance. A generous donor donated $10,000 to the community, and they passed out 10 $1,000 checks to the folks that are living in our community from the Paradise area. And other than that, that's it for me. Thank you very much. Mayor?
Thank you. Yes.
Can I go back and revisit the topic from earlier?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. I totally zoned until I looked at my notes. I did cover a topic earlier during the use permit where I did notice that we have a loophole in our current policies. And I would like for us to revisit this for the simple fact that any, I don't know how you call it, undesirable, unwanted, controversial, I don't know what the magic words are. That's for us to decide in policy. And Mr. Chaffin, if you can help me with this. But when we have undesirable land use permits or unwanted land use permits, that they end up here as indicated in the resolution we did tonight with recycling industries versus having to go through the planning commission and then get appealed up here. There should be kind of an expedited process that our policy should allow to where if planning commission has something that's a charged item in the community, that it can be expedited straight up to the council. Likewise, the council could reach through and pull something up if it's too charged. And I'm probably not using all the right words, but I'm hoping you get the sense of what I'm doing. I want to save this city from going through the past 2-year process that they've been with this whole use process or use permit. So I would like to direct staff to start working on language to fix our policies to match what we did with the resolution earlier.
Would that be by ordinance? Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Ordinance, yeah.
So just so I'm clear for matter of record, what you, excuse me, would like to see us visit or discuss is present or modify policy so to where basically any issue, whether it's contentious or not, if we feel the need to reach down from the planning commission, bring it before us, or vice versa, we codify it to where we can do that legally.
That's
Our discretion.
that's exactly it.
All right. So, do you have something to say? All right, go ahead.
I forgot you, Diane. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for stepping up. I thank you again. I know you'll be a wonderful interim city manager, and we're going to have a great time together. Thank you.
All right. So let's move forward with a staff direction to go ahead and examine that.
And Mr. Mayor, to make sure that everybody is clear as to the direction, perhaps one approach would be for Mr. Gale and I to coordinate and bring back some potential suggestions to the council at a future meeting as to various mechanisms for doing that. And then the council could formally initiate the process for moving forward at that point. That way staff would have the guidance as to what you're looking for in particular.
That's exactly what I was referring to. Perfect. Yeah, we're on the
Fantastic.
same page. Grace, did you have anything to add? I'm sorry, Councilman.
No,
Espinola.
thank you.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing, in adding that, and that ties back into, I think, nicely with the whole other process too. So, thank you. Yeah, that's.
All right. No, we're wearing ties, but this is pretty informal here. It's all good. It's all good. All right.
I'm not in a tie.
Well,
Next time.
I'm not in pearls, so we're even. All right. Real quick, for my stuff, a lot of it's already been mentioned, but I did attend SACOG meeting. There's, I'm new to that. It's a kind of a seniority-based process, so I'm kind of near the end of the table. But, our main thing, we've already got a big bite of the apple because they're funding a large deal of our new bridge we're building over to Marysville. So that's good to be a part of that group. The League of California Cities Conference, attended that along with my fellow council members. Habitat for Humanity dinner, the Asian Pacific Islander and Public Affairs reception down at the Sutter Club in Sacramento, which is essentially a group, and it's by name it's Asian Pacific Islander, but they seek to advocate any type of folks to where we can get them involved in government and be involved in the community and leadership aspects. Opportunities available for them. It's a really good organization. It's the second time I've attended that. I attended a meeting of Yuba City Lodging Association, learned a little bit about their processes, and I did a lot of listening. There's a video coming out that those folks are putting out to help promote our area. The intention being to promote the area in order to spur visitation here, and then of course that will hopefully translate into economic development, along with having people have a good time. A great deal, if not most, of the last week and a half to 2 weeks have been involved with doing research and reviewing applications and conducting interviews for the boards and commissions. That process, along with our appointment process and procedure for Ms. Langley to our interim city manager. There's a lot of time that goes in behind the scenes on that. Staff has been very busy and done a great job, and I appreciate all of that. I think we definitely confident that we came to a really good conclusion on that. Let's see. And just for the record, I am also in favor of being involved with the fireworks display. As a member of the board of Yuba City Arts, we tried to do that last year. We got voted down because of some perceived complications with that. Of course, money is always an issue, but definitely would love to be a part of a conversation to see about the possibility of moving forward in partnership with our folks on the other side of the river. With that being said, today I am going to close in honor of our city manager, Mr. Steve Craver. Thank you very much for your service, Steve. It's been an outstanding pleasure to be working with you, and best of luck in the future, and we're hoping to see you around town. All right. Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you very much, everybody.
To the mayor,
I always forget something. And for the record, we are going back into closed session to resolve some issues we talked about we didn't quite finish. Thank you.
thank you.